So today I thought we'd step away from 2d6 Legendary Dungeon and play Trial of the Champions, a fighting fantasy book. This one is by Ian Livingstone, so it's going to be hard. Right, let me just get the chat up. Let's see if we can get this going. Hopefully I am live. Good. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Is that mic working? Okay. Right, I can hear the music already. Hello, David. How are you doing? Let me just go in and see if we can change the settings here. How we doing? Sound effects down a little bit. Fantastic. I think that's okay. To see if we can hear it on this. Fantastic. I think that's okay. To see if we can hear it on this. Wow. David, how are you doing? Wow. David, how are you doing? Wow. David, how are you doing? Okay. Hopefully that's not too loud. Jeff, good to see you. Let's assemble all the Davids. Yeah. Absolutely. So we have had in the spiral bounds for Legendary Dungeon. The first one that's arrived, which is fantastic. So we've already sent 50 out. We have the Animal Companion there. And yeah, that's all in there. Looks very pleased with that. Yeah. So we are expecting the paperbacks tomorrow, and we are sending out loads of stuff. I know, Jeff. Finally got it in hand. So yeah, we enter the posting stage, and we are also well, it means because I'm posting now, I want to do some design. I'm starting to work on Void, but also I've been working on the Halloween special, which I'm going to play next week, hopefully, if I get it done. That'll be late next week, so I'm going to spend... put the stuff in the tables during the week, assemble it. I've got to get the creature cards done. So I'm going to be pushing it, but yeah, so that's looking good. But around all that, I'm going to be packing. I've got my sister-in-law coming over, who's going to be helping us pack, which is great. And then, yeah, busy. We're actually away next weekend. We're going to the Haim concert in Nottingham, which is really nice. Nice to get away. Booked this a while back now. So, yeah. So there's lots of things coming up. Packing, getting the Halloween stuff done. So I thought today I would have a little bit of break. Posting sounds like it is quite an undertaking myself. I mean, I pack all day, a lot of the day, and then Jo does some, but her sister is coming over. It's a concert by Haim, Haim, the Three Sisters. I'm quite a fan, I have to be honest. And yeah, so that's next weekend. Yes, next weekend. And then if I don't do, I'll do the Halloween the week after, actually in Halloween week. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Do the playthrough. But today I thought that I would step away from 2D6 Dungeon and do some Fighting Fantasy. As you know, I often do a Fighting Fantasy playthrough. So I thought, why not today? Why not? And one that sort of just stuck out to me was Trial of the Champions. Trial of the Champions. And yeah, so I thought I picked that up. And yeah, we're going to give it a go. I've actually collected quite a few of these now. So we've got a few markers in some of these. No problem, Mark. Good to see you. Good to see you. I got your email as well, by the way. Appreciate that. Same to you, Jeff. So I've sent some of the text out for the 2D6 Beasts of Pencarrow Moor, which is the Halloween special, and you explore more playing the Constable, which is the standard Halloween adventurer. And yeah, so I've sent it out to a few of the guys, and then once that's in a bit more of a shape, well, I'll send it out to you, David M and David D. Get it out to you guys. Love Trial of the Champions. It's one of the more chill FF books. The first sequel to Death Trap Dungeon. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I don't know as much about the Fighting Fantasy lore as I should do, really. I mean, I'm learning more as we play through some of these, although I obviously haven't completed any. And some of them I've got bookmarks in. Maybe I'll come back to those. Some of them I died. I think, is this red tag a death on these? On this here, does that mean that I've died on there? On these books here? I definitely played the Snow Witch and died, because the Snow Witch is one of the first ones I played on stream, and it was quite a painful experience because we got into like a loop type situation. I think some issue with it that I kind of stumbled into. Have I back in the day, I've definitely beaten a lot of these, but not recently. But yeah, I played when I was younger. Freeway Warrior was one of my favourite ones to play, and I've definitely beat that. But I don't remember the story. I'm terrible like that when it comes to that early reading. I mean, I start to remember storylines a little bit. Probably I remember more of the characters, but stuff like the Dragonlance books I loved when I was like 13, 14. Absolutely adored them. I was a big fan of Rastalin, and I just loved those. I think a few years back I kind of picked one up. Dark Morose Xena. I have very fond memories of the House of Hell. Fantastic. Yeah, now House of Hell is a Halloweeny one. So what I thought I would do maybe is, along with playing the Beast of Pencarrow Moor, I would also at some point get a House of Hell playthrough in and do a bit of that. Maybe do a spooky stream. The the on Halloween night itself, we've got a party. We're doing quite a fancy dress party here at the house, so I won't be able to stream that night, but it will be the day before, and that will be the beast. But maybe like during the week, I might do a House of Hell. We'll see how we go. See how this is received. David says, I beat Freeway Warrior by cheating. I couldn't get on with the weird fuel mechanic. Yes, it was different, wasn't it? And that is a very good point, Jeff. Easier to beat the book version than the digital version. Yeah, the digital version is keeping a very close eye on you as you play. And when you're holding the book, it's different situations. Your finger can sort of slip into the previous number as you're playing. You can accidentally turn back to that last number. I mean, it's just a slip, isn't it? Really. House of Hell is hard as nails. One of the hardest Fighting Fantasy books. The art is second to none. Well, it's John Blanche cover, isn't it? Does he do the inside as well? Hang on, I've got to install this. Install this one. Install that. I bought the house. Yes, much easier. That's as hard as well. That's good. We'll give it a blast. See what happens. It's easier to cheat the books. DM Xena. That's your new nickname, by the way. DM Xena. It really is easier. But you know, that was part of it, wasn't it? Really, that's part of the game. You could decide to cheat if you wanted to, and then you'd have to live with that deep within. But you know, if you want to try and aim to do it without cheating, then it would be kind of like an achievement in your mind, wouldn't it? A DM Azina says, my fingers were everywhere as a kid. I don't really know what you mean by that. David makes a good point. Also, books smell good. DM Xena, especially after a lot of death. Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I definitely did some mapping out of some of the games, and probably just some random kind of notes or drawings to go along with it. That would have been my style, you know. But because I was really riding the crest of the wave when the first books came out. That was it. I was in probably something like, if we go, year 4 maybe. So year 3 or 4, and we had these pamphlets, these leaflets or brochures that would come around, the book club brochures, and there'd be books there. And just by chance on this sheet, I'd love to have that old book club sheet. It was 2 A4s. And on it I saw the Warlock of Firetop Mountain. I thought, wow, that looks good. Got it, and haven't looked back since. And that was exciting, and it was something it was like one of these forms you fill out, and your parents would have to write a check, and yeah, that's where it kind of began. Sometimes the digital could have a glitch too. I think you ran into that with this. It may well have been there. Something happened, didn't it? It was weird. I got stuck. David, same in the physical as in the House of Hell. If you take one option, you go into a loop and can never win. Yeah. I remember those from first school, says DM Xena. Yeah, they were damn cool. I think they'd still go down well now. I don't know why they don't do it now. Kids at schools, if you just had a little pamphlet of books, I'm sure that the parents would love for that to be the case. I'm sure that their kids would come home, look, Mum, I want this one. I know that sounds old-fashioned, but it's the physicality of it. It's like the physicality of the book. Yes, David is stuck in hell. David, I haven't played these in ages. I wonder if my kids would enjoy them like I did once. Like I once did. I would imagine that they would. I can't. They're just such wonderful things. They are the art, the writing, the concept, rolling dice. You know, it's fantastic. Picked up my first book about myths and monsters then when I was 7. Loved it. Yeah. Oh. It's just like this verdant imagination that children have, and if you can just feed things into it, and then if you can remember that when you're an adult experiencing that, it's like it feeds part of your being. It's so glorious. In an accounts, I'm an accounts clerk, Jeff. I feel like that every day. Well, you got to earn a living, you know. Yeah, DM Xena, that sounds fantastic. Starglider, good to see you, my friend. Well met, travellers. I had no idea these were available digitally, Rick says. Just picked it up on the App Store. Thanks, fantastic. Well, I'm pleased that's brilliant. That is really good. Thanks for letting us know, Rick, as well. That's awesome. Well, there's a fair few, and they keep adding to them. There was, over the years, there's been other versions where they tried to make kind of almost like interactive platforms, maps and stuff like that. But these are just purely the books. So you just play them. They have, okay, they got a little, there's a little bit of fangly thing where you can pull up the character sheet, and then there's some other bits of it. The dice look good and stuff, but it really is straight out books, and you can do coloured and non-coloured illustrations. So you know, there's options. You can go really authentic with it, which I like to do. Although some of the art isn't available, as we've discovered since we've been playing these. You know, and Rick, if you haven't watched me play any of these, then you can. There's some on the channel if you want it. You can check those out as well if you want, my friend. DM Xena says, I've picked up a set of these for my husband's birthday. Fantastic. He's looking forward to reliving Death at Dungeon. Awesome. That is great. That is so cool. Well, I have put the pre-order in for the limited edition Warlock of Firetop Mountain, which has just been released. But I hope I get it, because I've been catching a few things here and there about the fact that people are putting it up for sale on Amazon, and actually they don't have it, and they're selling it long before it's come out. So David will know a lot more about it than I do. David Day. I started playing the Lone Wolf Choose Your Own Adventure books recently, and I'm really enjoying them. You can play one character over multiple books and carry over stats and equipment. Yes, Lone Wolf was another one I was absolutely in love with, and partly because Gary Chalk does the illustrations for those, and he's one of my favourite artists. So he illustrated Talisman 2nd edition. So I am like, yes, these are awesome. No problem, Rick. Yeah. So there's so much here to get stuck into. Such love for Fighting Fantasy books, sitting in bed cheating my way through them. Haha. Treasured possessions, I'll take them to the grave. Starglider. My friend, I'm with you. I'm with you. Although, I unfortunately, I had like the first 40, something like that, and religiously bought them, and I actually bound. In my when I was, we did funny things when we were children, but when I was like 12, maybe 12. And I had quite a collection, and my initial ones were getting a bit worn, so I covered them in paper, the covers in paper. So I probably used tape, and I had those all very safely somewhere. And then we moved to Australia, and I haven't seen them since. I think I lost the box, or I don't know what happened to them. It's one of the saddest things of my life. Oh man. David says, I saw some scalpers, but I'm in England now. I'm not in Australia. I saw some scalpers selling the new issue of Warlock for $1,500 on eBay. Scumbags. Bloody hell, man. It's amazing what people are pricing it. Yeah. I just hope my order goes through. I don't know. I put it out there. I kind of feel like I also had the limited edition Warlock hardback that came out about 15 years ago. I had 2 of those, and I've lost those. You know, so, and I think that first one was signed as well. Oh, I can't even think about it. So I've spent over the years, over the last few years, whenever I go into a charity shop, I'm always looking for fighting fantasy books. And so I keep an eye out for those. I found one recently, actually. Talisman. I got a really good copy of, what was it? Talisman of Death. Yes. So Talisman of Death I got recently in a shop. Really, I'd say it's minty. And I had a really knackered copy of this, but now I've got like a really smart one. And I've ordered some book jackets so that I can keep these safer now. Some plastic folders, you know. I'm just checking something here. And hang on. Just 1 minute, guys. Just checking the sound again. Okay, good. Right. Yeah. So, you do have a first edition of Warlock, though, and alternative wraparound art. Indeed, I do. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. But how high are people actually paying? That is a good point. Jeff says, "I know. We'll see. But these are like extent that they got the original Warlock in with a bit more background to it. I think some documentary like text, which I'm keen to read. If there's anything new, I've got a lot of the stuff on Fighting Fantasy, so yeah, I'm gonna have to reinstate that old Warlock book that I lost at some point, because the Warlock Fighter Man is my favourite, because I just happen to love the illustrations in there. I'm a big Russ Nicholson fan, as I've talked about before. Right, let's have a look at this Trial of the Champions. Here it is. So this is the original cover. Let me just check. I think it's Brian Williams. Yes. Brian Williams cover. Now, this actually is book 21. It's David says, I think I paid £30 for it. Hopefully it's coming Wednesday. Well, that would be nice if mine came around about then as well. Because I bought it about 3 or 4 weeks ago now, so we'll see. If we do, I'll definitely show it on the stream. I'm very excited about it. Ian Livingstone was in. He's been in a few stores signing books, so we'll see. Queues around the blocks apparently. So this cover, Brian Williams. I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of this cover. I like what it's trying to show. I like the figures lying on the ground. They're really good. The proportions of this warrior, and I feel like I'm being super critical here, but it just doesn't. And the arena in the background feels almost computer generated, even though it was done before the times of computer generation. So I kind of, and the wording here is different. If you look at the top left hand corner of my screen, that's the original wording, which is much nicer than this, whatever this is. I hope that they haven't replaced the art in this one. So this was the first edition of this game, and then in what year is this? Wizard Books released it in 2003. I don't have the original book yet. I'm going to be getting that hopefully at some point. But this is the Martin McKenna cover. It's got that big stick on the front, isn't it? Let's see if I can take that off. His posture is off. I don't quite know. I think it's coming at you. Coming at. This is, they often do it that way, don't they? So this is the Martin McKenna cover, which has a completely different sort of feel to it, doesn't it? Can you see that? It's reflecting a bit, but it's got like an undead king or knight riding towards you down the dungeon, which is where it apparently is. So I don't know. This for me was the Gladiator fighting fantasy book. And it looks like Dark Sun almost, doesn't it? It looks like the Dark Sun setting for D&D. So I've always been drawn to what this could potentially offer. Right. Let's read this and have a look. This is all the normal. We'll just do normal adventurer because we haven't actually succeeded. He needs a he doesn't he? Oh my god, Mark, you just hit the nail on the head. That is exactly, he's got his legs kind of twisted together, isn't he? That is exactly the weird thing about it. Right, let's roll for stamina. Come on. Oh. Okay. Skill. Oh, that's better. Occasionally I do that. I mean, we did a chance. Luck. Here we are. Oh well. I mean, we'll go with the first roll on that occasion. Here we go. Okay. Right. So immediately we've got some weapons down here. Okay. Usually, when embarking upon a fighting fantasy adventure, you begin with various equipment. As you begin as a slave of Lord Carnus in Trial of Champions, you have no provisions, potions, weapons, or equipment in your possession. If you do encounter provisions during your adventure, rationing them is key to survival. Provisions may be consumed at any time, excluding combat. By accessing the adventure sheet, each meal restores 4 stamina. Yes. During your quest, you may encounter characters. Yep. Okay. We kind of get all that. Okay, so we're not as equipped as normal, and we are a slave. It is it is another fiercely hot day, and the temperature in the sticky gloom below decks is unbearable. The air is thick with the acrid smell of sweating bodies. Nobody is allowed to speak, and the only noise to be heard above monotonous creaking of the ship is the regular sharp crack of a whip and the agonizing cry which follows it. "Row harder, you dogs!" shouts the one-eyed overseer as he cracks the whip once again. "Enjoy this pleasant journey while you can, because you'll wish you were back on board after a day or two where you're going." Chained to a bench and straining hard at the long oar which you pull with 2 other galley slaves, your mind drifts back to the unfortunate day 1 week ago when you were captured. You had left Port Blacksand in a small boat to sail south down the coast of Oyster Bay. As ill luck would have it, a galley appeared on the horizon heading in your direction. It drew steadily closer. It was not long before your boat was crushed under its bow and you were forced to dive into the sea. There was nothing you could do except climb up a rope that was thrown down to you, as your boat had become no more than a few pieces of broken wood floating aimlessly on the sea. It was useless to struggle as a crew of 20 hardened cutthroats surrounded you. A gruff voice behind them ordered the crew to part, and an ugly, scarred man appeared, grinning and spitting juice from chewing tobacco on the deck. His teeth were chipped and blackened, and a foul stench wafted in the breeze from his unwashed clothes. Lovely. "Captain Bartella always delivers the goods. He'll make up for the one who died from flogging yesterday. Saves me having a kidnap a landlubber. Must be my lucky day, but I wouldn't say it's yours." The captain let out a laugh like a long wheezing exhalation, then barked out an order to his mate. "Take the rat below to meet the rest of the vermin." Since that cursed day, you have been chained to your oar, rowing to the point of collapse towards an unknown destination. Suddenly, you hear a shout of "Land ahoy!" and begin to wonder what evil awaits you. An hour later, you feel the ship bump against a jetty, and there is much shouting until the ship is finally moored. You are dragged from the ship with the other slaves, and see in the glaring sunlight that you are on a small island. A sober-looking castle sits on top of the island, and next to it is a semi-ruined amphitheatre. A man wearing black chainmail armour hands Captain Bartella a bag of coins. Satisfied with his payment, the wheezing captain orders his men back to the ship, and you watch them set sail. The man in black armour steps forward, saying, "You are now the property of Lord Carnus. It is your honour to die for his pleasure in the arena of death here on Blood Island. Only one of you will survive, and he or she will represent Lord Carnus in Fang for the next trial of champions. Baron Succumvit has modified his deadly labyrinth and is now offering 20,000 gold pieces to anybody who gets through it. Of course, Lord Carnus will keep the prize if you get through, but you will be spared your life. Baron Succumvit's reputation suffered greatly last year when somebody succeeded in getting through the labyrinth, but he now boasts that nobody can survive his new dungeon. Lord Carnus would like one of you to make Succumvit eat his words. You must understand that he hates his brother's fame. Now follow me." Yeah, Baron Succumvit. You are led up the hill to the castle, where you are locked in a cell in the depths of the lower chambers. Sharing the dark cell with you are 4 others: a stout dwarf, a man orc, a sinewy warrior, and a bald, muscular, bound man. The mood is grim, and few words are spoken as each of you ponders the impending combat. Slaves arrive by the ship, and only one combat. 42 slaves arrive by ship, and only one will survive. The dubious reward is entry to a deadly dungeon. Alright, here we go. At dawn the following day, you are woken by the sound of heavy footsteps approaching down the corridor. A key turns in the lock of the cell door, and 2 guards wearing black chainmail enter, carrying trays of food. "Eat well," says one of them, "as you will need all your strength to survive the day. By the end of it, you may all be dead." Well, that's really pleasant. Thank you for those words of encouragement. The guard then turns to you and offers you some bread and a bowl of soup. If you wish to take the food, if you'd rather try to overcome the guard and make your escape, well, that would be stupid, because you're not going to escape. At this point, you're only going to be penalised and whipped. So we're going to take the food. Yeah, take the food. This soup is thick with chicken and vegetables and tastes delicious. You devour it greedily and mop up the last drops with the bread. You have not eaten well for a fortnight and now feel fit and ready for the coming ordeal. When you have finished eating, you are led away to begin your first day in the arena of death. Wow. You are in the middle of the procession of 42 slaves, which wends its way along various corridors until you reach the amphitheatre. The sun is already beating down, making the sand in the arena uncomfortably hot for your bare feet. Seated high in the stands is a dark, hooded figure surrounded by guards. You watch him rise to his feet and lift his arms into the air, commanding silence. "You know why you are here," Lord Carnus begins. "It is my wish to be represented in the trial of champions. Some of you will die today, some tomorrow, and more the following day, until only one of you is left. Those about to die, I salute you." Lord Carnus sits down and nods his head to signal the start of the proceedings. That's how cats spell food, according to the Far Side comics. Fantastic. The slaves are split into 7 groups of 6, and you find yourself in a group accompanied by an elf, 2 northern men, a dwarf, and an ogre. Your group is chosen first, and you are told that the first event is a race to test strength and stamina. A crude sack containing several heavy rocks is strapped to your back. You watch as burning coals are brought into the arena and poured over a section of the makeshift racetrack. The 6 of you are then lined up at the start, each carrying your burden, and you are told to race around the track until one of you is lapped or collapses. Then you are off, and you are jostling for position on the way to jumping the first pile of burning coals. Bloody hell, man. This is a bit extreme. Okay. Do you wish to set the pace? No. Rather stay at the back. Let's do it. One of the Northermen takes the lead, setting a fast pace. Round and round the arena you run, gritting your teeth harder each time you jump over the burning coals. After 20 minutes, nobody has been left behind, and the Northernman increases his stride. if you were flogged by the guards, which we weren't, and I did say we would be flogged. If you avoided punishment while in your cell, you must test your skill to determine how you fare in the race. Roll 2 die. So we want it to be below the skill, don't we? Yes. Excellent. You definitely passed the skill check. Fantastic. Good. The Northern increases his lead over the rest of you, but you feel you still have a lot in reserve should he come close to lapping the pack. When he gets within 10 meters of catching up, everybody decides to sprint. There are only 2 runners ahead of you, but you do not look back. Suddenly there is an agonizing cry followed by a shout which calls an end to the race. The dwarf lies prostrate in the sand, having collapsed just as the Northern caught up with him. While you are led back to your cells, the dwarf is quickly put to death before the start of the next race. Woo. Okay, so we made it. So the dwarf, obviously, it's a bit, I don't know. He's got short legs. It's a bit unfair on that dwarf, maybe. I don't know. Can dwarves good at running long distances? Maybe they are in Lord of the Rings. I can't remember. There seems to be lots of running in The Hobbit. Alright. When all the races are finished and the survivors are back in their cells, you discover that the bald man does not return. Now there are only 3 others left in your cell. Although exhausted, you find it difficult to fall asleep. Your mind is occupied with what challenge the next day will bring. Now this is also a bit baldist, I would like to say. So the bald man did not return. So I feel a little bit put out by that, to be honest, being of that ilk. So you don't need to win the race, just not be last. That's right. In the morning, you are fed, and then one by one, the slaves are led away to the arena. Eventually, your turn comes, and when you reach the door of the arena, you are told to choose your weapons. Right. According to Gimlick, dwarves are natural sprinters, but poor at long distance. Yes, that's right. Thank you. Yeah. That's what I meant. Gimli. I was going to say. Right, oh, well. Broadsword and shield. That's the kind of classic. Or do we go trident and net? Trident and net, yes. Definitely. You've chosen the trident and net. I think so. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. 275. I've got the book here. Ah, this is so good. They've got the original art, which is fantastic. Here we go. So the internal art, the illustrations, it is Brian Williams still. So that's good. We're going to have to see how this plays out. I don't know the art, but so far that looks... Now it's the same arena. Can you see in the back with the picture here that those diagonal walls, the circular area? So he's got his little BW down in the bottom right hand corner there. Using cross hatching. Nice, yeah. Again, a sense of proportion is a little bit off, but I still like it. It's a lovely picture. A guard opens the door to the arena. What the hell is it though? That's the question. To the arena, and you step out onto the hot sand, which is now stained red with blood of fallen combatants. Suddenly, another door in the arena wall opens, and out steps the dreaded Bone Crusher Beast. Bloody hell! Well, hang on a minute here. Let me just have a little look at this, because we have got the Out of the Pit. Thank you, David. And we're going to look this up here. The Bone Crusher. Just to expand this play out a little bit. Have we got it in here? That's the question. No. It's not in here. The blood of the fallen bald contestants. Damn it! Baldism. Baldist. Well, that is not in. It's not in my book. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. He's not in here. We've got the Boulder Beast, the Brain Slayer, the Bristle Beast, and that's it. Not in that one. We will check them as we go. The Bone Crusher Beast it's tough, leathery skin glistening in the sun. Its ugly head, he's got a bald head, is small and houses two narrow, near blind eyes, a flat nose, and tendrils hanging over its taut mouth. Its torso, however, is massive, and its long arms are dauntingly powerful. Right, so things to note here. It is nearly blind, okay? Flat nose, tendrils over them. Okay, right, we're fighting with the net. Here we go. You allow yourself a faint smile as you have chosen a good weapon with which to fight your adversary. Edged weapons cause little damage to the iron-like hide of the Bone Crusher. Thank you, David, for that tip. And David M says he only wants a hug, a very tight, crushing hug. Poor guy, must be lonely. He must be very lonely. They keep him in a cage, and when he comes out, the people that he sees, they just want to kill him. So he's pretty depressed. There is only one way to slay a Bone Crusher, and that is to make it fall to the ground, whereupon its delicate balance will be totally destroyed, and it will be impossible for the Bone Crusher to get to its feet again. Now, I have to say, actually, that image does give that impression. That does give that impression, if I can find it again. So, yeah, he does look like he's going to fall over, doesn't he? So maybe that's kind of honest to the... you move forward cautiously to snare it with your weighted net. Roll a die. Oh, for the numbers between 1 and 3. Let's go. It is. You roll 3. Here we go. The Bone Crusher sniffs the air and, sensing where you are standing, moves numbly to its left just as you release the net, which catches nothing but sand. You lose 1 luck. Wow. Roll again. Excellent. You deftly passed your skill check. Here we go. Your dexterity allows you to gather up the net while avoiding the sweeping arms of the Bone Crusher. Once again, you take aim and hurl the net. Come on, high. Here we go. Your throw is on target and lands on top of the near-sighted Bone Crusher. As it thrashes around, it becomes more and more entangled and lets out an enraged howl. Before it can break free, you tug hard and pull the beast to the ground. The Bone Crusher lies helpless and defeated, panting with the relief. You are taken back to the cell. Well, that's quite good. Yeah, I think you're right. It didn't look very nimble, did it? No. There's a certain lack of continuity sometimes with some of these books. Right, let's have a look here. Take it back to the cell. We didn't kill it, so I feel quite good about that, because I don't know, I quite like that Bone Crusher. So it obviously doesn't stand up. How does it sleep? Yeah, standing up. By the end of the day, oh God, look, this guy. Mark says, no Bone Crushers were harmed in the making of this book. Very good. Mark, you're on form tonight. By the end of the day, only one other person returns to your cell. It is a mean-looking Cullian warrior, a man who looks as though he would murder you for 2 copper pieces. Well, if I had 1 copper piece, would that be alright? As the light quickly fades, a guard shouts out an unexpected command. There are now 2 of you left in that cell. I only want 1 to come out in the morning for tomorrow's combat. Sleep well. The guard bursts out laughing at his joke, and even before he has finished, the warrior dives at you, brandishing a long, sharp pin, which was concealed in his headband. Fight to the death. Here we go. Right. Okay, my skill's 12. It's the Cullian warrior. His skill 8. Fight. Okay. Wait, I won't do that too often. Oh. Here we go. Nice. He was never going to get anywhere near me anyway. Not with his pin. Right, here we go. Okay, you slump back against the cell wall after the fierce fight with the Kulian warrior and fall asleep with exhaustion. When all the survivors assemble in the arena in the morning, there are only 12 of you left. Your first test of the day involves a deadly machine. You will need lightning reactions and steel nerves to survive it. It is made of a pole fixed to a heavy base. 2 sharp blades stick out from either side of the pole, one at head height and one at ankle height. One of the slaves is made to stand by the pole, which is promptly spun around by one of the guards. The slave alternately has to duck under one blade and jump over the other to avoid being badly cut. Grim. Your turn comes last, and there are 9 survivors so far. The 2 others having had their throats cut. You stand by the pole, adrenaline pumping through your veins. The guard spins the pole, and you start to jump and duck. Pass the skill check. Here we go. You're getting a steady rhythm of ducking and jumping. Slowly the pole spins to a halt. You've survived another ordeal. The next test begins immediately. You and the rest are split into 2 groups of 5. You watch the first group of a dwarf, a man-orc, a warrior, a barbarian, and a southerner stand silently as a spike ball and chain is lashed to each of their sword arms, and a small shield is lashed to their other hand. So that is the, if you see at the top left hand corner here, the cover of the book, obviously depicting this situation. I have to say, actually, there are some really good illustrations in it. They could have picked one of these illustrations rather than necessarily the one they used for the cover, although maybe the one on the cover does actually look like it's in an arena, I guess, a trial in the arena. They are then blindfolded in order to commence battle against one another until there is only one left standing. It is a sickening spectacle to watch as the fighters tread wearily around the arena, swinging their balls and chains. The dwarf falls first, quickly followed by the warrior. In the end, the southerner stands triumphant with his blindfold. Is he actually? Yeah, he's wearing a. I think he's wearing a blindfold here. Blindfold is removed. He is led away, and then each member of your group is armed in the same way. You feel your heart pounding in your chest as the order is given to commence combat against the 4 unseen adversaries. Barefoot in the sand, nobody makes a sound. Very cool. That is a nice line at the end there. I like that. Yes, a very small shield, like a buckler. That's a buckler. Do you wish to step to your left? Step to your right. Which way are we going? Left. You step slowly to your left, straining your ears for the sound of movement. Suddenly, there's an agonising cry and a dull thud as a body falls to the ground not far in front of you. If you wish to step further to your left, if you'd rather stand to your ground and swing the ball and chain. Just as you begin to swing the ball and chain, one of the other champions steps behind you and swings his weapon. Test your luck. Nobody saw that. Lucky! You make the first contact with your unseen opponent, cries out in pain, and the spike ball slams into their shoulder, but you do not hear them fall. You turn your head, listening intently for another grunt or groan. Your opponent bites their lip and makes no sound. If you wish to stay where you are, continue swinging the ball and chain. I'm stepping left. You walk very slowly as you know there are bodies lying in the sand. You stop to listen but hear nothing. You decide to turn around and walk into the opposite direction. Suddenly you hear a gruff voice cry out, "If there is anybody else, I'm over here." You decide to accept the bold challenge and walk into the direction of the voice, swinging your ball and chain. You clash head on with your unseen opponent in a blind fight to the death. Okay, cool. Oh, well. He's no fight. He's no challenge. There's no way he can even get anywhere near me with 6 skill. Yeah, not a chance. You walk very slowly. Oh, you overcome the brave challenger. Oh, this is a cool picture. Now this one might have been a nice one for the cover, potentially. Again, we've got the arena in the background, the continuity, and Lord, what's his job up the top there? A cheer goes up as your opponent drops to the ground. You hear guards enter the arena, and soon your blindfold is removed and your weapons are untied from your wrists. You are led to your cell, realizing that only the Southerner stands between you and victory. So maybe that picture up there is not from that scene. That night you are well fed and your wounds are bandaged. You gain 4 stamina. In the morning, the familiar ritual of being led into the arena is repeated, but this time you are made to stand face to face with the Southerner. You are each handed a dagger and a studded glove. Ooh. At the command of Lord Carnus, the final arena battle commences. Alright. Let's do this. Ooh. He's got skill 10, I've got skill 12. Oh man. Man, this is not good. Okay, right. Oh boy. Okay. Just letting the rolls roll. Here we go. Yeah. Ah, nice. Oh. Finish him off with a precise move. Taking his head from his shoulders. Slow start, but good in the end. Needed to get warmed up. Okay, so we've worked our way through all the challenges. As the Southerner drops to his knees, clutching his stomach, he manages to utter a few words with his dying breath. "Good luck in the dungeon, stranger. But if you get a chance to be alone with Carnus, remember those of us who died in this arena." The Southerner grimaces with pain and falls silent. You vow to yourself that you will avenge your fellow slave's death and kill Lord Carnus if you survive the deadly labyrinth of Fang. That night, you are the honoured guest of Lord Carnus and indulge yourself in your every whim. You gorge yourself on delicious food and enjoy yourself long into the night. After a week of luxurious living, you return to full fitness. Your stamina is restored to its initial level. Then, locked in chains, you set sail with Lord Carnus and 30 of his guards, and 10 days later arrive in Fang, the venue for the annual trial of champions. The town is swarming with people intrigued by the trial and eager to celebrate. However, there is no time for you to enjoy the hospitality of Baron Succumvit, as it is late in the evening and the trial begins at dawn next day. You spend the night in a tavern under the watchful eyes of the guards, and at dawn are led to the entrance of the deadly labyrinth. It is supported by ornately carved stone pillars depicting demons and deities and writhing serpents. You see Baron Succumvit shaking the hands of the other contestants, a chaos champion wearing dark spiked armour, a warlord in full battle costume, an elven prince and a dwarf noble. This year the prize has attracted illustrious contenders. Wow, and there's me with hardly anything. You take your place alongside them and are then asked to draw a bamboo stick from the hand of the Baron. The number 2 is etched on the stick. You are to enter the dungeon second after the dwarf. To the cheers of the exultant onlookers, you pass between the pillars armed only with a magnificent sword given to you by Lord Carnus. Without a pack, food or armour, you feel ill prepared for the coming ordeal, but at least you have this fine sword and leather pouch at your belt. The sound of the crowd quickly dies away as you walk on down the dimly lit tunnel. What horrors lie before you it is possible to imagine, but you know that Baron Succumvit has spent the last year modifying his death trap dungeon so that it is now reputedly lethal beyond comprehension. But your desire to avenge the deaths of your fellow slaves makes you determined to succeed. The tunnel leads straight ahead for 50 metres, and then you come to a doorway to the left-hand wall with a "Keep Out" sign written on it in dried blood. You hear scratching and sniffing sounds coming from the other side of the door. Oh, the random nature of these games, eh? We're going in. We need loot, we need objects, we can't afford to miss anything. Open the door. Whoa! Okay. So we've got, looks like a hellhound. The door opens easily and you step into a small room. Before you have time to look around, a huge black hellhound leaps at you with flame shooting out from its cavernous mouth. So we've got 2 errors here. An huge black and form instead of from. This will be a fight to the death. The end. After each round, an additional die will roll. On 1 or 2, you lose an additional 1 stamina as the result of being burnt by the hellhound's flames. Oh, look at its skill, guys. It's never going to beat me. We got this. Easy peasy. No cheating now. Well, I mean, if it's built into the game, it's not really cheating, is it? 4. You managed to evade the flames. Fantastic. Oh, no. Managed to evade the flames. Yes. Yeah, I think these early ones aren't too bad. Did it. Oh no. Lose the stamina. Okay, so what's my stamina? 16, 19. Must have been a puppy. Indeed, I think it was. Okay. The room is empty, apart from a pile of straw and old bones in the far corner. If you wish to rummage through the straw, yes. You find a gold ring lying on the stone floor under the straw. You place it in the leather pouch on your belt and then leave the room to continue along the tunnel. I have a feeling that loot might be rummage, indeed. I think that key, that ring may be important. The tunnel soon comes to an end at a T-junction. If you wish to head left, turn to 229 Okay, so we've gone up. We're going left. So should we go left? Which way do we always go? Left. Yeah. After 30 meters, you notice that the ceiling has about 20 spears pointing down from holes in the rock. You look on the ground for a tripwire, which may trigger them, but do not see one. If you wish to walk on, ooh, man, that is tricky. All right, I don't know. Let's do it. I think we've got to get beyond this point to get something important. Pressing yourself against the tunnel wall, you step close, slowly and carefully under the spears. You are soon beyond them and conclude that they must have been placed there as a deterrent. I thought so. You reach up and you are just able to touch the tip of a spear. If you wish to try and pull a spear out of the recesses, that's a bit of a weird one. We'll do that. Standing on the tip of your toes, you reach up and grab the spear. One sharp tug loosens it from its fitting, but the others remain lodged in the ceiling. Pleased with this acquisition of this unexpected new weapon, you set off on the tunnel. Yes! Bottle out. Keep walking. Sorry guys, I didn't see you. Didn't see you put that. Ahead you see a tunnel bend sharply to the right, but you do not see a crossbow mounted on the dark wall pointing straight at you. But you do not see a crossbow mounted on the dark wall pointing straight at you. Is that trying to trick me? You do not see. Bold choice. Thank you, DM Xena. If that was lucky, that went surprisingly well, says David. Yes, but this is weird. So there's a crossbow, maybe. Is there a crossbow or not? You don't see it until it fired at you. Oh, but you do not see a crossbow mounted on a dark wall pointing straight. Oh, of course, it just didn't trigger like the crossbow did. 2. You step on a flagstone which activates the crossbow. The bolt fires down the narrow tunnel and thuds into your body. Roll a die. No. Oh! Oh my God. Oh. The crossbow bolt enters your chest and pierces your heart. You are dead before you hit the ground. I'm dead. I can't change it. I can't change it. Doesn't let me do it. This is why you should play the paperbacks. I would love to be able to play the paperbacks. God damn. I've not had a lot of luck with these books on stream, have I? Very anticlimactic. God damn it. Sorry, guys. That is really annoying. Bloody hell. Map. Oh, there is a kind of like map thing. I forget about that. Doesn't really show you much. Ah, I feel a bit deflated now. That is annoying. I was going to check my creatures in the Out of the Pit book. You don't get to use luck to avoid it, no. Yeah, Jeff, brutal. It's great. DM Xena's right. That's why they annoy me. Oh, I'm not annoyed. Bit deflated, maybe. But, you know, that is fighting fantasy for you. There's a little lesson in how to be slaughtered in the Trial of the Champions. Death or glory is the way. Absolutely. DM Xena. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, I don't think I'm going to try that again. I think we're going to leave that one particularly there. We usually play out one life, don't we? See how we go. See how far we can get. I'm going to come back with a House of Hell, though. I'm going to come back with a House of Hell. It was good to get through the initial trials, although I feel like that was designed to be easy. So that no great achievement there, unfortunately. But yeah, fighting fantasy. Now I haven't played. Did we play Appointment with Fear? I don't think we did. We played Death Trap Dungeon. Temple of Terror. Now, as I say, we're going to do House of Hell at some point. I'll jump on for an hour or two and we'll get that going. Yeah. Excellent stuff. So, have you got Warlock Fight at Mountain on Steam? It'd be nice to see your new copy when it comes out. Then maybe play the game. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Have I got it on here? I don't believe the wall. I haven't got it. Look at that. I will pick that up for next time. I don't know why I haven't got it. I played the Forest of Doom as well. I'm sure. That's weird. I've could have sworn I played those two. I thought I had Creature of Havoc as well, because that's a classic. Yeah. No, I'll have to yeah, we will. I will. We'll definitely play it. Forest of Doom is one of my. It definitely is. I love the Forest of Doom, and I could have sworn we played the Forest of Doom on here. I thought we had. Very disappointed that Star Trek Traveller doesn't have the original art. That's really sad in my mind. I picked up the D6 dungeon books from you after seeing it on Dungeon Dive channel. Really enjoyed it. Thanks. Fantastic. Yeah, Daniel is a star. He is the oracle of solo player games. DM Xena. We did a little panel recently on solo player games. I don't know whether you saw that. And yeah, that was really good actually. Needs to be more stuff like that. We're working on a solo RPG day for next year. Oh, thank you, David. Yeah, welcome to Corradine. Indeed. Yes, so we've just finished Legendary Dungeon, so that's like the third main book in the sequence after Dungeon and Realm, Legendary Dungeon. And we have the new game, and I'm going to give a little bit of a preview of a working cover for Void. Let's do it. I'm going to show you a little bit of artwork that I am kind of I didn't know there were so many. I was researching for our family game night and found a new world of solo play. Yeah, it is amazing. It's a growing field. Yeah. Let's put this in and see what you think. It's a working cover. Here we go. So 2d6 Void is the science fiction sci-fi version of 2d6 Dungeon. So this is an illustration by Jake Abington. We're just working on some of the lighting on it. So we've got the new logo for the new game. It's going to basically, it's based with it. It's thank you. Yeah, it's based. It's sci-fi. It's Corradine in the future. I'm not going to talk too much about it now because we've got time to do. This is just a little bit of a preview of the cover because we will be. Thank you, Blaine. How are you doing? Yeah. So this ship that's come into orbit has been destroying sections, cities and locations on the planet. And you are the last hope for Corradine, as we were talking about briefly before. And they know there's one way of getting into the ship, but then you have to go down the 10 levels in the ship to destroy the engine or the power core or something like that. I haven't quite decided yet. And that is the aim of the game. With 10 levels, like 2d6 Dungeon. It's a very similar kind of layout. So yeah. So there we go. And I'll be putting it up. We'll talk more about this once the new Halloween book is done. But we are working on this. We're getting the campaign together as well for Void. So that's part of the process. Getting the Kickstarter page going and getting how all the stuff, bits and pieces I need to be able to kind of give the right messages to people, show them what they can expect. So this is part of that process, putting the cover together, and also inspires me. So I just look at the new logo for the game, a new 2d6 style, because it's sci-fi, so it's kind of got more of a sci-fi look with a classic V reference, sci-fi V reference there. So we are, very excited. So there you go. That is it. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there, and I will be posting stuff. I'm going to post some pictures of the books. We're getting the paperbacks tomorrow, hopefully. I'll put some pictures up on the Facebook page. Yeah, David says the V should. Well, no, not going all the way. Mark says the same thing. It's just there. It's just there. Okay, it's just there. It's a little kind of subconscious nodding to a period of sci-fi that was rich and diverse. Okay, guys. I will see you soon. Pleasure to have Dark Morose Xena in the chat. Thank you for your contribution today. And of course, the boys. Thank you. We will, I'll have more news for everybody very soon. Good night and have a great weekend. Come on, you Orns. Come on, you Bills. Yeah, speak soon. You take care, guys.